Hi friend, get started tapping on the side of the hand as we explore the topic of perfection and judgment, waiting to be asked for our opinion, things like that. Big deep breath in, let it go. I have got a deep sensitivity to imperfection. And this sensitivity leads me down the road towards criticism and judgment. This theme of judgment runs really deep in my human nature. It's not my fault. I learned a lot of this behavior from my parents. It's not really their fault because they learned it from their parents. But I don't want to be stuck here anymore. This is painful. If I were to sincerely examine my thoughts during any given day, I bet you a large percentage of them are spent worrying, complaining, or gossiping. And if I'm honest, I have complained about life much more than I would like to admit. I worry about mundane bullshit. And I understand the irony of worry. I get that all of that worry, all of that judgment is really just self-judgment. So even though I judge myself pretty harshly, I now choose to deeply and completely love and accept and forgive myself. And any and everyone who played a part in my development. Okay. Big sip of water, you know the drill. Most of us got stuck here in our adolescence. This part of us develops when we're in our teenage years, and if we don't have outside influence to ground against the things that our society and parents and whoever we're surrounded by are teaching us, and to see a different perspective, then it's easy to get stuck here. And yeah, it's a bummer. It's very painful. Judgment is super painful because it's constantly judging ourselves and then projecting it out onto the broken systems of the world. So let's just get into it. Start tapping on the top of the head. I'm not perfect yet, and it pisses me off. Morally speaking, judgment gets a bad rap in our society. We talk a lot about being non-judgmental. As though it's like one of the highest goals in life. But it is almost impossible not to judge. Because judgment is how my mind works. The problem with judgment really is that I identify with my judgments as the truth. And all of my judgments are rooted in opinion. And the more I think my opinions are the right opinions, and I feel like I have to defend them. Like I need to be right. Because if I'm wrong, the world might explode in a dumpster fire. So you can see the great weight that I have put on my opinions. It might help me to lighten up a little bit, which is what I'm doing with this tapping. Because it really does boil down to the age-old quote. Would I rather be right? Would I rather be happy? What is so funny and so fascinating about this shadow is that the details of the judgments are completely irrelevant. It doesn't matter what my political views are, how much I approve or disapprove of someone. The only thing that matters is how seriously I take my opinion. My victim mind can become really obsessed with details. I love to blow shit out of proportion. Criticizing feels terrible, but I find myself doing it anyway. Because I've created this division inside of myself. My thoughts are creating really uncomfortable feelings that I want to avoid. So then I project them onto you. I resist these feelings. My body tightens up. And I judge them, the feelings. As being good or bad. So what I know to be true is that everything outside of me is a mirror. It's a mirror of some internal thing happening inside of me. Which is really just a fancy pants way of saying, I'm trying to heal. And I've got a lot of fears. I can see how my mind is trying to heal but doesn't know how. So I am choosing to forgive anyone from my childhood that helped teach me this pattern. I recognize that what I want is integrity. And that integrity comes from inside of me. And that once I start living in my own integrity, a lot of these problems are going to fall away. These patterns are going to fall away. As I become more and more anchored in integrity, I can aim higher and higher. Because ultimately, there's not one system in the world that can't be improved upon. And the paradox here is that at the same time, everything is perfect. So today, I choose to hold this paradox in my heart. I understand that I will tirelessly be improving my whole life. But I am learning to wait for the right circumstances to come. I learned to wait to be asked to offer any criticism or judgment. Otherwise, I keep that shiz to myself. Because no one can hear it unless they ask. So I wait for divine timing. I understand that the purpose of judgment is actually to find joy, not to be right. I'm learning how to trust myself, finding little pockets of joy throughout my day. I release any old stories about needing to be right. I am healing this on a cellular level. Going all the way into my past, even my genetic past. I am a powerful being that realigns patterns. My insights and my awareness give people information that they need. So that they can experience greater joy. I choose to serve joy. And I align with any patterns of the world. And so it is. Be Libra season. See you in 6 days.